Joining us this morning, our friends from Drakewell Museum and Park. We have Sarah and Emily joining us this morning. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
Busy time at Drakewell. This is an exciting time, isn't it?
It's an exciting time. It's a busy time.
Yes. And the start of the school tour season has already begun.
It has begun.
Wow. We'll get into that in just a moment. Let's backtrack a little bit. April's actually been a pretty busy month. I mean, I know there's a lot of preparation leading up to this time of year and the summer hours and the school tours and all that. But there was a very special event a couple weeks ago, which seems like it was
Oh my gosh, yeah, I almost forgot about it.
Yeah, the
all the hype.
solar eclipse took place, and you guys had a big party down there.
We did. It was very well attended, and you especially, you got to walk around the grounds a lot.
Yeah, I walked around and greeted people and took some photos, and
we had people everywhere. It wasn't just like in the museum area proper. Like we had people out on the Jersey Bridge, like further down in the park. I mean, just everywhere.
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
I think we had about 330 people.
That many?
Who like came through our store. You know what I mean? And well, and then Michael did. And Michael said he he caught some people in the bushes. No, he tracked I think 20 what he called recreational visitors and put them into the system. So that was part of it. But still, there were, like I said, a lot of folks that we didn't even add into that count because they were in other places in the park. But really, really cool. We weren't expecting. We had no idea what to expect, really. So
I think that was the big takeaway, right? Because I said that, people like Emily Altamar from the Oil Region Alliance, hey, we're going to have this influx of people, and then you think, okay, what does that really mean? And then you actually saw it that day, and it was like, oh, okay, so I was way wrong on this.
Yeah, no, it was a little flurry of activity. We found a missing dog.
Yes.
She was really involved in that. I was too busy just enjoying myself, and I'm like, oh, there's a missing dog. But no, her and our other staff member Tony, they got the dog reunited with its owner, so that was cool.
Wow.
Right in time too, because it happened right before the actual eclipse, so it was kind of neat. So yeah.
A lot of interesting conversations in with people, or was it just more like a quick, hey, welcome, good to see you?
Yeah, just meeting and greeting, and telling them to enjoy the day, and the weather was beautiful for it.
Yeah.
We had people from all over too, right? Like Harrisburg. I know the one family was from Harrisburg.
Philadelphia,
yep. So.
It's, I know the conversations are always great when they come into the museum and visit from outside. It's like, how did you, what made you come this way or stop? And it's funny when people say, oh, yeah, we were in the area and we've always wanted to come here. Oh, well, where were you? We were down, Pittsburgh or traveling on 80 or 79. Yeah. It's like, okay, like, out of the ways, a couple hours, and people are fitting that into their schedules. And it's great to hear that.
I think my favorite part of the day was when people were leaving and everybody was saying thank you for being open, because we're not normally open on Mondays. And one gentleman said that he, grew up in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was his home state. Had no idea until that day that Drakewell was the site, the birthplace of the oil industry. I said, it's so beautiful. He came here to watch the eclipse, and that's like the perfect thing that we want to hear people say, like, wow, I came here just to watch the eclipse. I had no idea about any of this, so really neat. But
well, we kind of teased that the school tours have started. So what's been going on? That was this week they started?
Well, we have, to be fair, we have school tours year round. But this is the season, like the prime season for school tours, where we have a school almost every day. We might have multiple schools in a day. But yesterday was one of our big tour days. We had 82 students from second grade visiting from Oil City, and they came bright and early, and they were there for pretty much the whole day. And but they were so well behaved. It was a great first big day of tours. The kids just loved it. Every time I saw them, they were just like really into everything inside the museum and outside. And then very well behaved children. Yes. Shout out to Hassan Heights second grade. So
Amy and I were talking earlier in the show that when we were kids, it was always like the fourth graders that would come and visit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like you see different age groups.
Definitely recently. It used to be fourth grade for sure, was like, it seemed to be the age that we even encourage. And we still kind of encourage that age range as far as like, when will they truly start understanding all of the material. But we really been opening it up to like kind of anyone and everyone to get, tours lined up. And I know a couple of our tour guides yesterday, they were like, second graders. What? Like, how are we going to do that? I'm like, well, just don't go into a whole lot of detail. I said, go for the wow factor. Like, ooh, like look at the, and from what I saw, they were definitely attentive. It wasn't like it was like little kids running around and just pressing things and not understanding what they're doing. It seemed to me that there was definitely like some learning going on there and like education, and so it was really cool. But.
Well, Sarah, what's your role when it comes to the tours and just this time of year? What are you kind of getting into?
I'm gearing more towards the gallery. Right now we've had a traveling exhibit in the gallery called Walking the Line that is actually Oil Region Alliance's kind of exhibit, and it's going to be moving on to its next place. I'm looking through the collections and I'm putting together an anniversary temporary exhibit just because this year's the 165th. Not one of the milestones, but still, something
pretty
to be
big.
proud of.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to look through the collection, seeing things that maybe people haven't seen or haven't seen in a while to kind of freshen up the face of the gallery a little bit, give them something a little bit new to look at. I want to try to do that every couple of months or every 6 months just to kind of rotate some new stuff out and let people see, there's more than just in the gallery, there's more than just outside, getting some themes and some wider varieties of artifacts out for people to see. Mm-hmm. So.
I'm sure that takes a lot of time to kind of coordinate that, to figure out what pieces you want to bring out and what pieces would go together.
Yes. Right. Like for this first one, I just, looking for a lot of the stuff. We have a lot of pieces from the Diamond Jubilee, which was in 1934. We have a lot from the Centennial from 1959. And I'm just trying to look for the other off years, so to speak. I've got some from 1984, the 125th. I've got pieces from the 115th. Just trying to see that it's not just during those banner years that it's a big deal. There's pride in this area, no matter what year it is for Drakewell and the Discovery.
Is there a lot of information regarding what kind of celebrations they had during those years? I mean, can you read to say, they did this, or maybe they had this event take place?
Mm-hmm. For the larger ones, yes. Like for the Centennial, the David Carraway was here with NBC's Today Show. Diamond Jubilee had a lot of things going on, a lot of events, the parade, things like that. I have not been able to find a whole lot about the other years yet, but I'm still working on it.
I know our ratings aren't quite as high as the Today Show. They're just right underneath. When I say right underneath, I mean like way at the bottom. But we'd be willing to do the morning show live from Drakewell.
Cool.
So
that would be awesome.
Because we are looking for, we moved Drake Day. Drake Day was always traditionally the day that every year that we honor, the day. But we moved the day. We moved it up to August 11th this year because we wanted to be with Oil Festival.
Yeah.
We're having the Circus come in. And I remember Michael saying, but what about the actual Drake Day? I said, we can still do something on the day, and that would be an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Because we still want to have something. It might not be like as amazing as Circus. I mean, I don't know what could be as amazing as that, but we're definitely going to we're thinking about having maybe a speaker come in and talk, but that would be cool.
Is that like the 26th or when's
27th?
27th. So that's a Tuesday.
I'm not sure. I was going to say, what day is that? Tuesday. Yeah. But we don't have to have it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So.
It'd be like the Circus Part 2 with us being there.
Yeah, the Circus, the real one.
yeah, that's right. No, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be beautiful. I mean, that whole, well, we talked about it for the eclipse, just how beautiful that area is. But Emily, all these events are going on, the tours are going on. You're kind of figuring out from the other side of things how to help fund things or
Yes.
to market this stuff. Talk about your day-to-day.
My day-to-day. Yeah, is a lot of marketing, getting sponsorships in. We have a lot of great events throughout the year. We have our 6 main events that we promote, and then we have like little, I don't want to call them pop-up events, but like the eclipse was kind of like an event that we're not going to have again, most likely. So we have different things like that, but we have the races coming up, the Oil Creek 5 and 13 stacked races. So it's been a lot of the last few months promoting that event, getting sponsors in, getting registrations up, and we're doing really well. We have a lot of registrants already, over 100 people signed up for the race. Yeah.
Is that on par with past years, or is it going up?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's. I think when we looked at the numbers, we're kind of on track with where we were last year. I think we're actually a little ahead of where we were last year. So, but that's still a good thing, And it's in its 3rd year. We really promote it around, like, especially like in the Pittsburgh, Erie areas, trying to get some runners to come in. So,
and you start that promotion early, so it gets people's attention.
We do, yes. And then right in the middle of promoting that, we start opening up registration for the Drakewell Marathon. So there's like a good couple months where I feel like all I'm doing is promoting races, and I don't run unless there's donuts. But no, it can be a very, very busy time of year. I was telling you earlier, there's a lot going on, and it's always a good thing because it keeps you busy, but it can be a little crazy too. So,
it's not too late to sign up for either races, correct?
Nope. In fact, you can sign up for both races the day of those races. So the stacked races are coming up here on May 18th, and then the marathon is going to be on August 18th. So it's kind of neat. They're just a couple months apart, but both races you can register on our website, drakewell.org. Actually, we take you to another site where we have the registration set up, but I always tell people to go to drakewell.org, go to our events page, and everything is on there, the links that you need to get registered. So
it's all there.
It's all there. Yep.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel. We have Sarah and Emily with us here this morning from Drakewell Museum and Park. And really just a busy time of year. We talked about school tours, but there's so many other great events coming up. You mentioned the circus and all these things. Facebook, website, those are the best places to get that information?
Definitely, especially Facebook if you're looking for more current, up to date. The website we obviously keep updated too. But yeah, always feel free to go onto our Facebook page. If you're not a Facebook person, you can pick up the phone and call us. We will talk to you. And we have email, everything. So anyone who ever has any questions about the events coming up, Pit Hole, and this goes back to what we were saying earlier. It just goes very, very fast. Like I keep thinking, Pit Hole, it's not opening until June 1st. We have plenty of time, but not really. Like
No.
It's just around the corner. So, but we're excited for that. I mean, to have Pit Hole open back up for the season is always a good thing. People love going out there. We're going to have Wildcatter Day on June 29th. We'll have some living history demonstrations that day. Lantern tours won't be obviously until October, but tickets go on sale September 1st, and I suppose that'll be just around the corner too. Yeah. So
and a lot of investment in Pit Hole over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would
new
say.
signage, painting work done out there. I mean, there's been a lot.
Yeah, I've been working on the signage.
I've been helping.
You've been helping with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a joint, like everybody comes together to help with the new signage, but
Well, so talk a little bit about that, because there's big cost to this.
yes.
There's the look and the design of it. So how much goes into, because people say, it's just a sign. Well, no, it's not. This is a historic site. So
Yeah.
there's thought that
There's
goes
a
into
lot
it.
that goes into it. And when I started last year, the signs were done, I thought. So I was kind of just on the tail end of it. Like, we just need to get them installed. And then Michael revealed to me, oh, there's like 26 or so more signs that we have to do that haven't even been made yet. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, but we have a volunteer. He's actually a board member, Art Jennings, and he is Pit Hole. He loves Pit Hole, and he does a lot of research. He knows his stuff.
I think he was the greeter for the Lantern Tours, right?
He's a greeter for the Lantern Tours, and then if anyone went to Wisdom and Wine for his presentation, he did an excellent. He is an excellent storyteller. He can take like the historical facts and make it into because he's an entertainer. That was his business whenever he was still working. So
I know our group, we weren't ready to move on to start the tour because we were listening to all the story and asking him a ton of questions.
Good.
Yeah.
So he did a ton of research for these signs, put a lot of his spare time into it, and then he gave that to me, and I've been trying to take what he did and put it into the sign, like design the sign. Lucky for me, the sign was already essentially like designed as far as how it's going to appear before I started, so I didn't have to do as much of that, but like the layout and everything, and then I have to work with the company to get them made. She's been helping me supplying pictures because not all of the signs had images to go with the the material, and then I've had her doing some fact checking, and it's been
So the signs are they like the street names, or what sort of
these
signs
ones are
we talking
smaller about? So the ones that we installed this past year were like larger signs. These ones are about 8.5 by 11, and for the most part they all discuss a certain building. So when you're going to be when you're walking down, like for example Holmden Street, there's going to be a number of signs because a lot of businesses were on Holmden Street. Art goes, I feel bad because so many of these signs are going to be like in one area, and he goes, but we just don't know enough about some of the businesses that were elsewhere, and to be honest, the majority of the businesses were in that section. So it might say like 26 Holmden Street, here is where Mrs. Stewart had her women's fashion store, and then you go into like what they were wearing, and we have a picture. Unfortunately, it's not from Pit Hole, but it's a great photo of women of that same time period from just a stone's throw away in Petroleum Center. It's the same thing, and it's really cool. It kind of brings that whole thing to life. So that's going to be neat. Me personally, when I go to a site like Pit Hole where there's nothing, but there used to be something, it's like, okay, well, what was here? Oh, this is where there was, a saloon or, a brothel. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I think.
The stories are incredible. So Pit Hole officially will open up in June.
On June 1st. Literally June 1st. Yep. And it'll be open until September 1st this year. So it just worked out that way.
Yeah, great. And then, again, a lot of special events at Drake. Well, let's talk about the hours real quick because they changed. More opportunities to come and visit the museum.
Yes. April 1st. Well, it was April 3rd when we officially, because that was the Wednesday. But since April 1st, we've been open 5 days a week, a Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 4. And the store is reopened. I spent a lot of time out of the store yesterday because that's another part of my job is making sure that that's all running smoothly out there.
Lots of inventory, things for people to buy?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of cool things.
Was it open for the eclipse? Or was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Good day, huh?
Yeah. My store manager, Vicky, she's awesome. And she knows how to, run the store and sell. She's really good at selling things. And she's like, oh, yeah, we're going to be open. So, but she does a great job of getting cool things in there for people to buy, something for everyone. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are the hours, the days that the park and museum are open?
10 to 4, Wednesday through Sunday. Mm-hmm. And the store's also open during that time. And then when Pit Hole opens, it'll be Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 4. But 10 to 4 is the magic hours, like 10 to 4.
Okay. All right. Now, Sarah, for you, what sort of things are you most excited about in terms of events coming up this summer?
Everything.
The weather.
Honestly, yeah. That having nice weather, having it stay warm, so we can, have the replica running, have the Olin engine running, and all the sights and sounds and smells. I'm just excited for all the events. I've been really trying to make it to all of them, be a part of all of them, being that I'm newer to the actual state team. So it's hard for me to believe that May 5th is going to be 6 months for me already.
Wow.
So that's kind of fun. Enjoying every single day. Some days are like Christmas, depending on what arrives, what kind of new artifacts we have to look at and add to the collection. I'm looking forward to the circus. I've never been to the circus.
Oh, it's
Neither have I.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Emily, for you, I know there's so much going on. You're probably always a couple months ahead of things, right? Thinking about.
I try to be a couple months ahead of things.
Yeah. So do you ever just kind of stop and take in what's going on now? Do you look out the window and see the kids doing the tours or just the visitors?
I try to do that as much as I can because it's so important. I tell them all at the museum all the time, it's so important to just take a breather, take 10-minute pause and just go out and enjoy, take it all in. We get a lot of volunteers who can help run our front desk. So that's a good thing because that enables us to be able to do our jobs, back in, I call my office the cave because I have no windows. But, so we're lucky that we have volunteers who can run the front desk and we stay behind back in the offices. But I do like it when I have to go up and run the front desk. Sometimes Michael will be like, I'm sorry you have to go up there. I'm like, I'm not sorry because that is my chance to kind of see the public, people ask questions. It's so important for each of us to have a turn sometimes to go out there and see how things are running and see what people are saying. Because otherwise you don't know. You can sit back in the cave and assume that you know what it's like, but you don't.
More volunteers for the summer? Or are you good to go?
We always could use volunteers. I said we're lucky, but we could be luckier and have more volunteers.
So contact Drake Well if you'd like to volunteer.
Yes.
Sarah, Emily, good to see you. Thanks for your time.
Yep. Thank you.